Hey, what's up, everybody? So I wanted to make this video. I've been talking to my clients and then other people over the past couple weeks, and one of the continuing themes in my conversations is it's almost the end of the year. I need to start thinking about New Year's resolutions for next year, and I need to remember or check that I even accomplished all the goals that I had last year. And when people tend to go through that assessment and figure out what they accomplished for the year, they realize that, hey, I didn't actually accomplish all the things I set out to do. I wanted to do so many different things. I had a list of things, but when I look back on it, it's like, I didn't quite do what I set out to do. And a lot of times the reason that is we tend to think that when we're busy and when we have a lot of stuff going on, we think that is actually being productive. But in all honesty, it's not. Focus is so important in achieving your goals. And like I said, when we get to the end of the year, we're like, why haven't we done it? It's because that we had 20 different things we were working on. We were working on our blog. We were trying to launch a podcast. We have a business that we're trying to launch a new product, or we're trying to launch a new total business at all. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm trying to get my fitness together. I'm trying to find a man. I'm trying to find a woman. I have family to take care of. When it's like, yeah, if you got 20, 30, 40 different things going on, of course you can't focus on one thing that's important. And of course you're not making any progress towards your one goal. A lot of times in society, what they tell us is put all your eggs in different baskets, diversify. Don't put too much risk on one thing. And, in all honesty, the only way to truly make progress is to focus on one thing and to pick the priorities. A lot of times people say, oh, I have these many priorities, but in actuality, the word priority really is kind of an oxymoron because there's only really one priority. You can't have priorities, because the priority is really the one thing that you're trying to do. A lot of people, and especially on my clients, they're trying to go back to school. They're thinking about getting an MBA, a PhD, or they may even be studying for like the LSAT or to go back and get their master's. And they're wondering, why can't I focus? Why can't I make any achievement towards this goal? Well, yeah, well, you're studying, but you're also trying to run a business. You're also, you got kids you got to take care of. You have responsibilities. You're also working full time. And when you get home from a full day of work, when time you get home, you're just exhausted. All you want to do is sit back on the couch, chill, watch some Law and Order and eat a little bit of ice cream. That's really what we get into the habit of doing. But if we are truly focused, we're putting that one thing above everything else. So society tells us that if we're being busy, you're being productive, but truly you're not. And one thing for me is I wasn't truly able to be productive in my business life until I eliminated a lot of things, and that included things in my personal life. So a lot of times our personal issues show up in whatever it is we're trying to do. So regardless if you're doing a business, if you're trying to go back to school, trying to figure out where to go in your career, if you want to, go for that next promotion, the things you got going on in your personal life are going to bubble up. Because if you're having trouble with your family, if you're sick, if you're not healthy, that's going to manifest itself when you talk to your customers. It's going to manifest itself when you're going to study. It's going to manifest itself when you're going to work out. So all of these things are important, and a lot of times we want to focus on everyone. I'm going to get everything in order. This is going to be the year when I get my life in order. Well, sure, that's great, but how about we focus on this month where I get my fitness together, then we focus on the next month where I get my finances together, or something like that. You have to pick one thing to be that priority. I've had podcasts in the past. I was working on apps. I've done websites, and I was doing all these things at the same time, and I truly didn't find fulfillment for me and progress in my business until I started eliminating a lot of that stuff. And as humans, it's really hard for us to stay focused over the long term because as we evolved, we heard sounds and we had to be on alert because you never know what could be lurking around that bush. It could be, death, something dangerous. So we're always on alert. So we're easily distracted, but for good reason. But 2018, for the most part, there isn't a whole lot of danger, lurking around the corner, but we're still attuned to notice all these things. And social media, apps. I build apps. These things not purposely meant to hog our attention, but the designers, they're trying to make money, so you need eyeballs for that attention. And it's not necessarily a good or bad thing, but if you're not aware of it, you're like, oh, ding, check them up, checking this message, ding, it's the email. So once again, that focus, when that focus is spread out, even over the short term, you can't accomplish your goal. So if you can't stay focused over the short term, and success in any endeavor requires focus over the long term, where you're gonna have a really tough time getting to those goals. So how do you really figure out on what to focus on? Because there's just so many different things, that we all want for ourselves. We want things for our friends. We want things for our family, and it can be overwhelming to choose from the number of options. So what I typically do with my clients is, one of the first exercises we do is, okay, write down everything that's going on in your life. So this can be business, this can be personal. We just need to know everything, and it has to be everything, because if we can't get a good assessment of the entire landscape of the things that are taking your attention, we can't know where to focus. I had a conversation with a client recently where she was previously in a situation where her environment was totally under her control. She didn't have any distractions, and she was making progress in her business, filling her classes every month with students, and making decent progress. It felt like she kind of had a handle on things, and she moved to a new situation where she had new distractions, wasn't able to have the same time and commitment for her business, and was seeing things kind of drop off, and wasn't feeling like she was making any progress. When we looked at everything, it was the situation changed, and her focus wasn't able to stay on the business. It was on her family. It was on whatever was happening in the new place she was living at the time. And so that can be really difficult, to go to a new situation and try to have the same working habits that you did before, and it doesn't work out. So what's one of the first things that you need to do is just write everything you got going on, and take an assessment of, okay, what of these things. So say you write down 10 different things that you got going on. You got family, kids, you want to go back to school, you're working on your products, you're trying to get your fitness together. Write it all down. And then, then you have to prioritize it. Now you have to take that list, and you just need to order it from 1 to 10 and figure out what is the most important thing to you on that list. And once you write everything down, then you just need to pick on which one to focus on. Which one of these things are truly important? And now I know it's going to be difficult to pick one, and to be quite honest, you can't really pick one. You probably gonna have to pick one or two, because we all have responsibilities. So picking one or two items on a list is still going to be, really hard for you to do, but that's what I advise my clients to do. And what we do is we work through that one problem. We want to make sure that that one problem gets solved, and we develop a habit around that one problem, so that we can then take the lessons learned from applying what you've learned in the course or with my coaching to that one item, and make progress on other items in the future once we're done working with each other. So that is one of the big themes that's been coming up with my clients. So I wanted to make this video to talk about that. And to be truly honest with you, the only way you can then be sure you're going to get those goals is to commit. Like, it does no good to write all this stuff down, figure out which one you want to do if you don't commit. And committing takes you stepping up and saying, I'm going to make that focus. And the only way to truly reach your goals is to focus. So like, if you're not writing your goals down, and you're not writing down all the stuff you're doing, if you don't even know all the stuff that you're doing, if it's all stuck in your head, write it down. See what's going on, because you're gonna have to have that focus. Think about it like this. I love playing basketball, and I play basketball a couple times a week. And for me, the goal is to be better than the guys that I play with. So it's not a huge goal, but for me, it drives me to make sure I'm working out during the week, and that I am thinking about and going and eating well, and making sure I'm going to the park to actually play, because the only way to get better is to focus and to play. So I've eliminated some other things, some other workouts that I do, because I want to make sure that I'm good in basketball. Now for me, my goal is to be better at the park. If I was trying to play it professionally, well, I would probably have to practice a lot more. If I play basketball a couple hours a week now, well, I would probably have to practice all day. If I'm trying to be a professional, and I'm not LeBron James out here, but if I was, we know LeBron's in the gym all day, every day, and that's extremely hard, dedicated focus over a long period of time. And as you can see now, it's paid off for LeBron because he's, unquestionably one of the best players in basketball ever. And you have to think about it like that for your goals. LeBron was able to put in that work, and it's a day at a time over a long period of time to see that compounding of that focus to actually realize his goals of winning an NBA championship. So, to wrap this up, this video was really just to talk about focus and how when you focus on too many things, you're really not focusing on anything. Priority is really one thing. Of course, we've all had so many different things that we want to accomplish, and the goals that we want to accomplish, don't just happen. You have to focus, and we have to put in that work. So, just want to wrap that up. One of the first videos for my new website, channel, blog. This is where all the good stuff is going to be at, basically. So, make sure that you subscribe to this video somewhere around here, I guess below. That's how YouTube does it. And check out my website, and I'll be posting more blog posts talking about the items that I'm working with my clients and these conversations that I'm having with potential clients, and getting to know you guys better. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments.